Another week, another episode. Welcome to episode 2. Today, we're going to talk about Triflix, the origin. We're also going to talk about cheating fish. And then we're also going to talk about what annoys us about Tristan. Find out the annoying things that he does on this episode.
How do they make the coffee so good?
Do they cheat in chess too? Do fish play chess?
Yes. Fish chess. Fish chess. Fish test. Welcome to the Triflix cast. We are professional videographers and photographers. I pointed at the wrong people.
At me.
Talking about the latest techniques, business practices, and tech, with a bit of fun sprinkled in. Welcome. That was too loud. Sorry. My name is Cole. I'm the producer around these parts. The man to my right is
Tristan, and we never did audio levels, so I hope it sounds good.
I was checking the audio levels.
Yeah,
Who checked the audio levels over there?
Me.
This man.
I did it.
Which your name is?
My job. I'm David.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, killing it already.
I don't like how this one started.
We're good. The three of us, coincidentally.
The three amigos, because we're friends.
Yes.
We're all friends. Best friends.
We run a digital media company called Triflix, and we're based out of Columbus, Indiana. This is our official podcast. It's the dudes. It's the guys. It's the team. It's the crew. We're together. We're doing this thing. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, right? If you're a first-time listener, welcome. It's good to have you here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, I knew it was authentic because there wasn't very many ums.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you are one of these first-time listeners, we like to start it off with a little news story. We've got one today. Okay.
Yay!
I love news.
This one, dang it, sorry. This one you guys might have heard of. You guys might have heard about this. Now I'm like super self-conscious about it. Cheating fish.
Yeah,
Cheating fish.
of course.
Have you heard about this?
Maybe I might have actually like seen something about like people cheating in like a fishing tournament.
Is this about
Okay.
Kanye and the fish sticks? He loves fish sticks.
He does love
Yes, he
fish
does.
sticks.
Yes, he does. No, David is right. This is about the guys who were cheating in a fishing competition. They shoved weights in the fish after they caught them so that they would weigh heavier.
No way.
Yeah.
I only saw the title of the headline and I was like, oh, that sounds really stupid. Just scroll on.
These dudes cut open the fish, threw weights inside of them, and then they
my
were like,
gosh.
oh my gosh, these guys won. And somebody figured out that there were weights inside of the fish.
How do you figure that out?
Big
I
magnet.
don't know.
Big magnet.
Big magnet.
That's how they fished them out.
Let's see here.
How would you cheat in a fishing tournament?
Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky are the people who are the cheaters.
I'll come back to that, David.
Yeah.
They would have walked away with a $30,000 prize if they would have won. So,
Oh man.
I saw the footage because the guy's like, "We got weights and fish," and I was like, "I don't understand." But they, oh wow! And then some guy shouted an obscene word.
Oh.
What does it start with?
It starts with M and ends with R.
No, I don't.
What? You'll never get it. Okay, it has 7.5 million views on TikTok and 400,000 likes 2 days after the tournament. So this is, How did I get on Fish Talk is what it says. That's funny.
Fishy.
I was going to see here what they were talking about on why and how they figured it out.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Well,
The two racked up a long string of wins in recent tournaments over the past year to the point where it just doesn't
greedy.
happen. You're going to tell me these two guys are going to win every tournament on a big lake like that? No.
Yeah.
Got to be a little bit realistic, he said. I think they just got carried away and they finally got caught, which is good.
Yep.
It's crazy, though. Cheaters. Don't be a cheater. Come on.
There was another
catch fish like a man.
cheating news story that's not as PG about grandmasters maybe cheating in chess.
Oh.
They were using mommy daddy fun time toys.
I don't.
Maybe they were accused of it at least.
I don't even know.
Can you sound more excited about this? I'm
Yeah.
really confused.
I don't even know what's happening, to be honest with you. I'm very confused.
Yeah, like in a major chess tournament.
Okay.
They're-
I don't know
like,
a lot
they were-
about chess.
were they,
So,
like,
that's
vibrating
where
the
the term
board?
like grandmaster comes from. Like the people at the very top who like the best at chess.
okay.
A guy was accused of cheating in chess during
Okay.
a tournament, and somebody.
How do you cheat in chess
There's
with what you're
different
talking
ways.
about?
Look, there is.
Just remember, you brought this up.
I did.
I just
bring
want
it
you
up.
to remember that.
Yeah, it was on the topic of cheating, and it was in the news headlines like everywhere.
Okay.
And it was hilarious that like that's
Everywhere
what put
but my
chess.
feed.
That's what made people think about chess for like the longest time. This wacky headline showed up.
See,
It was all the rage.
you said it's hilarious, but I
Yeah.
don't get a laugh along until you explain to me what happened.
Agreed. I don't understand. You can't. You're like getting everybody all psyched up, and then you let us down. Come on.
What do you?
I don't understand
What?
how they cheat.
Okay.
Did they vibrate the board?
Yeah. Yeah. So
But,
cheating
yeah.
historically in chess has happened where like somebody either like had like a device on them like in their shoe. Somebody had a device in their shoe that like vibrated and like let them know like, hey, like this is the best move what the computer says to do.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't. But they were saying the device was not in their shoe.
It wasn't in the shoe.
Yes.
It was in
Gotcha.
their britches.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, there's a build up to it. You're trying to get me to jump the gun.
I feel you.
Yeah. It was really funny because the headline was like,
How'd they figure
John
that out?
Robertson accused of using a toy to cheat in chess.
Dang.
And like,
How did they
it
find
was
that
going
weight?
yeah, right.
Big magnet.
You have to weigh before and
Big
after the.
magnet.
Big magnet, baby.
You have to start like recording your workout regimen and your food that you eat to make sure that you weigh it right.
Well, now you're going to have to walk through a metal detector before you
Oh,
start
yeah.
a chess tournament.
Yeah, I can't wait to
It's like the TSA.
see what the sponsors think of this one. Woohoo!
Yeah. So there's an even wackier cheating accusation. I don't think
Interesting.
I don't think he was actually cheating, but people were like, he was way too good.
Let's keep running
I
down
bet he
this.
was using something.
He was on
He
something.
was on the smart drugs.
Those are performance enhancements.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So David asked me how I would fish at a cheating
Yeah. How
tournament.
would you cheat at a fishing contest?
I've put a lot of
Did you
thought
say you
into.
would fish at a cheating tournament?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd fish at a cheating contest.
Yeah. How would you use a fish to cheat?
So,
this is
any
the best news story ever.
environment.
It got us all going here.
so here's the thing. I've never put much thought into cheating at a fishing contest or cheat at a fish
Yeah.
at a cheating contest.
Yeah, how many fishing tournaments have you been in?
At least more than none, but less than.
Have you been
one.
fishing before?
I've fished.
Have you cheated before?
Yes.
Have you cheated at fishing before?
What'd you cheat?
Spelling in first grade.
Nice.
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
Dang.
Well, actually, the answers were on the backside of the sheet, and you were supposed to like audit yourself and like grade yourself at the end. So I just skipped that step
Yep.
and went straight to the answers. But
Okay. Good to know.
skip the fishing thing because I've never thought much about cheating in that. What I
Yeah.
have thought a lot about is cheating in the Mill Race Marathon that we just had.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is interesting.
I-
So hold on a second before you go any further.
Okay.
Explain to the people about
right.
this marathon.
So the Mill Race
Why is
Marathon,
it significant?
it's really cool because if you win in a certain time frame or place in a certain time frame, you can go onto the Boston Marathon, which is like a really big deal because people like to run really far,
Yeah.
and that's a place they go to run, I guess.
Right.
Sure.
It's really cool because at like 7 a.m. they're really loud downtown where I live, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
I heard so many new songs, so many remixes and all.
You're not up at 7
No.
usually?
No,
That's
You're
odd.
not?
I'm not
That
usually
is weird.
playing remixed dubstep at 7 a.m. on the
It seems like
loudest
something you would do.
window rattling speakers. But how I would win, or maybe I don't even need to win because, like I said, you just have to qualify for the Boston Marathon by placing in a certain time frame. What I would do is I would start off running in the middle of the pack and kind of just, keep the pace for the first mile because you got to run for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I would just kind of break off onto the side and maybe just kind of go missing from the race. But there's so
Go
many
missing.
people, they wouldn't
Yeah.
even know you're gone. Nobody would be there to observe all that.
Yeah.
And then I would catch a bus. and I would ride that bus back to the finish line, maybe like a mile or two away. And then as like some runners are starting to pass by, I would just kind of reintegrate back into the group, the collective. And then just kind of finish with that group. And my goal would just be to place for the Boston Marathon. And then I would do the same thing there, except I would try to win it.
So I think there's a better way to cheat.
What's
at
that?
The marathon. You need to hire 3 to 4 actors that are about the same height.
Just like you.
Twins.
You need to hire people that look similar enough to you. You all wear the same clothes. You got to wear like something on your face, like, you know, like face paint or something so people can't recognize you as easily. And you just have to tag team in and out.
Oh, okay.
At
That's
certain
funny.
points.
Like a real Lindsay Lohan type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like a parent trap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Parent
For
trap,
racing.
the mill race marathon.
Yeah, the race trap.
The race trap. So, yeah.
And then you would start, and then you would swap out to be the one finishing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we've
I see. Yeah,
discussed
that way you
this-
still get the glory.
Yeah. It's all you.
as we've discussed this, I would put fish on the line and then throw them in the water and then reel them back out.
Yeah.
Like I would sneak fish in my clothing.
He just have like, they'd be like,
it's just worming everywhere.
he'd be like, I don't know how this man caught 50 goldfish out of this lake.
Yeah.
It's goes by quantity, not by weight. It's just I caught 50 fish, man.
He brings a bunch of saltwater fish for freshwater fishing or something.
You pull it up.
How was this here?
It's still in the bag from
Right.
the fish store.
It's like whenever you're a little kid, they have the little game with that spins around. There's little fish, and then as their mouths
Yeah.
open up, you can catch them with little plastic
Oh,
poles.
yeah.
We have that. It's so
Everyone
fun.
has that, but
It's
nobody.
so fun.
What's the name of it? Nobody knows.
I have no idea.
So it's like
It's a fishing game.
That moment whenever you catch two fish on the pole because it has hooks on both sides, and you're like, "Oh my gosh!" But it would be like that every time I cast in the fishing competition. Just always double, triple fish.
Oh my lord.
So yeah,
I mean, moral of the story, it sounds like you just got to be more strategic with your cheating.
Yeah, you
Moral of the
don't get
story,
greedy.
Don't cheat.
Don't get greedy. That's it.
Don't get greedy.
Yeah, how about you actually try to get a skill? Gosh,
Yeah,
put it to good use.
I mean, cheating's kind of a skill.
True, to a certain degree, right? To cheat, not get caught.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of skills,
Yeah, we have some, don't we?
Skillshare.
we have skills. No, no, we don't mention their name for nothing.
Yeah, that'll be bleeped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just bleeps the first part of it and just
Yeah.
keep
The whole first
second
part of the
half.
podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. Boop share.
Whoop. Triflix share.
Yeah. But yeah, no, speaking of skills, today we're going to talk about the state of our industry. We're going to talk about what we're doing
Oh yeah.
and expand upon our skills. We have
Sure.
skills. We have skills, you guys. We're not just like,
I believe you.
we can't just start this company with no skills.
Definitely didn't do that.
Isn't that right, Tristan?
I haven't started a company with no skills.
Right?
Would you?
No.
Did you?
No.
Have you,
I had to think about that for a second.
have you considered starting a company with no skills?
I think it'd be fun.
I think it'd be really
Just give
fun.
it a shot, right?
Yeah, I want to try going straight into skydiving, instructing.
Yeah.
Instructing.
I think we should start
be
a
fine.
law firm. Watkins, Ankney, and Baker.
I have a little bit of, maybe not skill, but
Yeah.
experience. So I don't know. That one might be
Specific
not as much fun.
skills.
Huh?
How so?
I'm not going to expand upon my
All right,
experience.
your legal experience.
What about our
That's
industry?
a story for
Did
a
you go to
different
jail?
day.
Yeah.
Did you go to jail?
I can neither confirm or deny this.
Fun random fact. You can look people up on.
Well, also fun fact, it's not listed on my case. So,
What's not
What's
listed
a
on
my
your my
case?
case?
huh?
What's not listed on your my case?
Wow, we were supposed to talk about Triflix today, not,
Yeah,
not my
You're
record.
You're 50%.
I know, right?
Wow.
Not my record.
What's on track? What's our industry like?
Well, I thought one of the things we could start with. So we're in the film industry, the creative media industry. We do video, photo. I mean, anything you can point a camera at. I
We
like
like
I like to
filmmaking.
tell people that.
We like filmmaking.
Do you like filmmaking?
I love filmmaking.
I figured one of the things we could do to start this off with is, if you haven't been listening, or maybe you didn't catch the episode where we talked about how we started the company, I thought maybe Tristan could start us off here, and I'd love to hear his take on this. How did we start it? And if you want to expand upon where you started and how we got to this point, that's fine. It's up to you. But we are going to specifically talk about Triflix in its current form, and
Yeah.
how it got started. So
Awesome. I don't have my phone, so I don't see if you had talking points on this. So I'm gonna just
I do.
fly,
go ahead.
fly by the seat of this cushion.
all I have is how did it start,
How did you start?
and then also how did Tristan and I meet. So you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
expand upon both of those.
All right, speed run. 20 seconds or less. My name's Tristan. I started off making videos in middle school when I saw some of my cousins making some fun videos, and then I got paid to make some videos by friends, and then I kept making more videos and doing some more website and photo stuff. People kept hiring me, started a business for realsy, and then I started interning while I was going through college for engineering, and the company that I was interning with wanted me to start a even bigger, more legitimate company. They hired me there. So I've had like 10 years of experience in photo, video, website, but mostly just video.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that's my background. And then I met Cole through my best friend, Dane,
Who is also my cousin.
who's also his cousin.
Oh my
So
God.
we met each other at Dane's wedding. And he's like, I got a podcast. You want to listen? I was like, what a shill. I have a podcast. Do you want to listen? And then we were on each other's podcasts.
We
Wow.
podcast swapped.
I think you were
Swapped
like
it.
the fourth person on mine.
It was very early on.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys go back in the archives, it's on YouTube.
Yep.
It's on all the podcast players as well. If you go back to season 1, my episode does exist,
Technically,
which would answer some of the questions about that they were asking me earlier.
technically that podcast was like the second time we had really met. However,
Yes.
there were several parties you and your brother hosted prior to that while I was in college
Oh, yeah.
with Dane.
Yes.
And I guess I had met you before.
Wow.
You paid for my
It's
gas,
so weird
and
how
then you got
people-
So I
See, I don't even remember this.
So I drove all the way up to your house with Dane to go to a party that you guys were hosting, and then you guys had canceled it, and we had drove all the way up there, and you or Cade said that you would pay for my tank of gas, and I was like, all right, well then I'm just gonna tell him to pay for the full thing. So Dane's like, I don't know if you should do that. I was like, tell him how much it is, and it was like $25 just to drive to Greenwood and back, which it was not that high. I just wanted a full tank. And then whichever brother it was like, I'm not paying that, but here's like $10.
It was probably me then.
Yeah, it was probably you. Like,
That sounds like something I would do. Kate would be like, here's $25. I love you.
yeah. So I feel like that was probably like our
Wow.
third interaction was the podcast, and there was like a half interaction somewhere before that.
That's funny. I don't recall either one of those, so that's good to know.
I just remember you with your little mix board at the party. That was it. I didn't really talk to you.
Had a little mini DJ mix board. It could fit in your bag, fit in your pocket,
It's pretty cute.
or there.
That's a bleep.
Can you still bleep stuff? Can you like push the little bleepy?
Oh.
I don't know how it worked.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anyways,
It was real mini.
well, it's funny. I'm learning things.
Yeah.
I'm learning things. Okay, so all of that happened. Would you like for me to expand before we talk about how we started what's called Triflix 2, or do you want to go ahead and
Just share about your experience and then how we got to here.
cool? And I want David's background too.
Ooh.
So we'll do all three of us. We haven't done that with David yet, so that'll be fun.
Yep.
I got into filming early on, just for fun. We had a video camera that, like, my parents were really bad about buying things that they were going to use and never using it. So we had a Sony Handycam that only shot. It was actually 1080p, which was kind of cool. You could pick between the two, and it shot in HVAC or HVCA or whatever. It was a horrible, horrible format to work with. I edited everything in Windows Movie Maker, which is also a dumpster fire
Oh yeah.
of a program. But we made films with my brother and with our neighbors, and we did a bunch of different things. We actually made a good amount of films with Dane and his sister,
That's funny.
which
Oh.
they all live on these DVD R's or
Yeah.
whatever. I think they're DVD RWs, fancy because you keep writing.
Whoa,
Read
fancy
right.
guy.
Yeah. And I have no disk drive to be able to work with these. So,
Currently?
yeah.
Oh,
So
I have one you can borrow.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's USB.
Because you guys would get a kick out of that. That'd be funny. We should do something
yeah,
with
we
them. We were always spies.
Spice.
But that started very early on for us. We always had a camera in our hands, and we filmed a lot of funny stuff. It's just, if you could film it, we did it. I mean, this was all obviously pre-YouTube days.
Yeah.
So you just filmed it and threw it on a disc, or you kept it on a tape or whatever, just so you could watch it later.
Yeah.
Never really thought that would be a career choice.
That'd be maybe a fun series we could do. A home movie review all of our home movies.
Yeah, cringe now.
Yeah, pass.
You love cringe.
Nah, you just saw the
not that
Linus
kind of
one.
cringe.
It's too much.
It is. But yeah, I never really thought that it would be a career path. I never considered myself to be creative enough to be able to do that. So it was never on the agenda.
Yeah.
So I went to school for IT, what this man does.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I didn't finish.
I could
And
tell.
I went into real estate. Right around that time, I had no money and I needed money. And you don't make money on real estate until you close a transaction. So I had bought a camera to take pictures of my kids. It was a Nikon D5300, I think. So it was you okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Careful.
I'm great.
I hope we got that. We
Fine.
got that right.
It was on
It was
camera.
on his
Perfect.
ankle. That's beautiful.
Yes. For those of you not watching, you should watch, number one. And number two, I think David just hit himself with the microphone.
Yeah. I lifted up my arm and I smacked the boob
Can't
arm.
lift up your arms,
No,
David.
I know.
Don't be
it's a great
comfortable.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, David.
Not used to it.
Now I lost where I was at, man.
David,
was
you're ruining
important.
this podcast, David.
You were doing transactions and you don't get money to complete a
So you got a
transaction.
camera for your
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
but then you were like, click, click.
Yeah, so I bought a Nikon D5300, and it was for those of you that listened last week, that was a CMOS sensor. That was a crop sensor.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I know. But I didn't know any better. I was like, I bought a DSLR. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, look at me.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked with, the reason I bought it was it worked with some lenses that we had for another camera previously. So I was like, yeah, this will work. So I bought that, and they were like, hey, maybe you could take pictures of houses, and that'll help you supplement some income. So I did that for our real estate team at the time. Word kind of caught on. My prices were dead cheap, dirt cheap. And I started shooting for people. And after that, it just kind of grew from there. And the two paths between real estate and photography started to split further and further as time went on. And the photography business continued to grow. So by the time that I started to talk to Tristan, I was already considering either hiring somebody or having a partner in the business, because I just couldn't, it was too much work.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out how to make it all work and still take on new clients and make more money and build the business.
Yep.
Because eventually I was like, this is awesome. Like, I dig this. This
Oh,
is
smart.
a lot of fun. I get to drive all the time and go to different houses and meet people and build a business. And my goal was to never have to answer to anybody, at least to the point where, the buck stopped with me.
Yeah.
And I don't mind sharing that responsibility with Tristan. It's actually been really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess really fast as well, when Tristan and I did the podcast, I was actually talking to somebody else, not partnering, but trying to hire somebody. And that whole thing fell through. So I was kind of back to square one. And right around that time, like, COVID starts to become a thing and lockdowns. And it was a good time to be able to sit and reflect and try to figure out what the future is going to look like. What's the best next move? Because I always felt like, okay, this is going to end at some point, and we're all going to have to figure out how to get back to work and make money again. Right?
Yep.
So that's when Tristan and I started to have our conversations about starting the company, which is now Triflix 2, whatever you want to call it. Legally, Triflix 2,
Yep.
Roman numeral.
Roman numeral 2.
Okay, but we'll expand upon that in a second. Let's get David. Give me your background.
Where
and then
my story
why are you
began.
here?
Why am I
Yeah,
here?
and then, yeah,
You don't
how you
have
met
to be
Tristan
here.
and all that.
I never have to be anywhere. It's great.
Isn't it fantastic?
It's I could do my job from any place in the world. We met through a college group. Tristan and I met. And
What were you doing before that?
I was in college. And Tristan was wrapping up college, I believe. He's just starting to go kind of full time.
Before that?
Before college.
Yeah, what were you doing then?
I was in high school.
Before that.
Yeah,
No.
we're before that. What were you doing before high school?
Well,
Nothing?
I was playing video games a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd play a lot of video games throughout middle school and high school.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Before
Was it,
that?
though? Before that.
Is that why you
I
have
was a
issues with the
child.
human interaction?
Yeah, this is really bad, isn't it? There's not a lot of humans when you're playing video games.
Yeah, I'm just really trying to get to the basis of
Yeah, like why
what makes
why
you tick.
am I here?
Yeah. Yeah. Like so what about before you were playing video
Before
games?
I was playing video games, I was fighting my brother a lot in video games too. I don't know. It's all video games.
Have you
man.
always-
video games all the way down?
Have you guys always
Nice.
fought? You and your brother?
What?
Have you and your brother always fought?
That's what brothers
No,
do.
not really. It was more like a.
Never mind.
I don't know. We got along most of the time.
Nice.
What did you guys do when you got along? Like what activities brought you together?
You can skip. You can
This
skip
is
back
so
up. I was just
boring.
curious. You can skip back up. I was just messing with
Did you guys make videos? Is that what you did together,
Did
David?
you make
we
videos?
Did, we
Did you
did
make
do
videos
a couple videos.
Do you like
we also
filmmaking?
fought during that. You like filmmaking? Yeah, we loved filmmaking.
Sorry, buddy.
That's
we're
why I
like
brought up the home movies.
right. We're like botching your whole segment
Yeah, I
here.
don't know.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and
Oh, that's basically it. We're done.
so time travel me back to to finishing college and meeting Tristan.
I was more interested.
What was your
God.
first impression?
My first impression
Yeah.
of Tristan?
Yeah,
He
like when you guys
dresses-
met.
He dresses so nice.
He
I doubt that.
he cared way too much about what he looked like.
For real?
I let
Yeah.
that go.
Well,
Yeah, for sure.
well, you're becoming a father. You're supposed to look kind of cringy to look at, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
That's
Yeah.
why I've been I've had my role
What, is that-
models.
was that not what you're doing?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna
well,
buy a very expensive hat.
You're a natural.
That's what all the dads are doing. Okay,
At
go
first,
ahead.
I don't think I thought I didn't think you liked me. I think my first impression of most people is like they don't like me, which is a personal issue.
Makes sense. I didn't like you at
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, well.
Do you like other people much? Do you just
I
don't
try
get
to.
along?
I said,
Okay.
this dude's just leeching off of Tristan. What
Yeah,
is
I
he
was
doing
like,
around? Just
why?
leeching.
He just wants to be in charge. He doesn't want anybody to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
And he's like a discount version of Dane Causey.
This guy?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. He's pretty awesome.
That's really funny.
A discount version.
Where are we going?
Tell me
Yeah,
about
I'm-
your story.
My story. I don't
Well,
think you wanted to know.
You
about
met
my-
Tristan.
I
You
met
met Tristan. You didn't think he liked you.
and- No. I don't know. We were hanging out, and at some point, he needed help with data recovery because he accidentally deleted
That's
a lot of his stuff.
wow. What a
Um,
coincidence.
and he needed.
you had no clue what you were getting into, did you, Tristan?
Hey, it's like it never happens.
Yeah, it's a reoccurring character arc at Triflix. Data
It's,
is always being recovered.
Hey, it's important when you're working with so much stuff that we have.
That's true.
And so somebody either reached out or you somehow got my name and reached out. I was like, oh yeah, I'd be happy to help. And I had like a couple drives that you could
Oh
restore
yeah,
data to.
I remember these because they were all USB Type A, B, or what Type
Yeah,
Bs.
they're like the weird,
The-
crappy thing.
Yeah, they looked like really, really thin, flat
Yep.
USB
Yeah.
for Samsung.
Super sketchy ones.
Oh yeah, those were weird.
I didn't like
So
those.
I was
Those
like,
were no bueno.
I was like, this guy must know what he's doing because he's got some fancy drives.
I'd been tricking him from the beginning. Got it locked in, and then I heard what it was for, and I was like, "Oh, that's really cool! Like, I know IT stuff, and I think it'd be awesome to learn how to video edit and do like kind of a creative outlet because I didn't really have much of that way, and I wanted to push myself to learn more, and make a new friend, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Now you're stuck?
No, yeah, that's the
Stuck
biggest
with us.
mistake of my life.
Yeah, you didn't know you were going
Can't
to
get
get
out. They made me
two
sign
dads.
a contract, lifetime. Can't get out.
Actually, yours expired 2019, I think. Your contract expired.
That's
and
funny.
you never renewed it, so you're fully off the NDA.
Did we sign it?
We should do
yeah,
that.
you
Yeah.
signed one for Triflix 1.
Oh
the
yeah, we
original.
should probably do that for Triflix.
Yeah, we need to do another one.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
And
David.
it's retroactive.
Yeah. Oh. With a pay increase, right?
No.
Oh.
Deal?
Wow. Deal or no deal?
Deal or no deal?
And then I deleted more of Tristan's stuff after a while.
I recovered the stuff that he had deleted, and then came in.
I didn't do
and
it.
deleted
Tristan
more of
actually
his
figured
stuff.
out how to recover his own stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Look
so
at
he
you,
had
buddy.
experience.
Yeah. So I was more
And-
qualified than David at that point for data recovery.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've dabbled with it in the past. And so we eventually
You
started
know.
working more together, and we're like, hey, like we love making crazy silly videos, and we started doing these like 5-minute challenge things. I forget what it's called.
Which
Yeah.
if you guys
The
go,
was there because I can't remember the name, Daniel.
which if you guys go to our Instagram and go to the video portion of it and scroll yourself down,
Yeah.
if you see a
They've been
a
recut and
guy that
uploaded.
looks kind of like David over here, if you're watching,
Oh yeah, he's super ugly though.
In a,
Fine.
in a clown hat.
yes, in a clown wig.
Oh man.
Definitely watch that one, and the videos that are surrounding
Wouldn't be
that
friends
with
with
like
him.
the Rubik's cube and stuff. All of that is
Rubik's cubes are mine.
these are what I did the
BTU.
Triflix Vault videos.
Yeah.
Fault.
We brought 'em back.
Yeah, just like
production
Disney.
crate contest.
Yeah, just like the Disney Vault.
Yeah.
It's the Triflix Vault.
Yeah, we did a lot of the production crate stuff,
Yep.
which was pretty cool. And it was like 30-second challenges, I think. So it was pretty cool because it was
I
like
thought they were
forcing
awesome.
you to try to cut stuff down, make some sort of a story or a thing
We
with a gimmick.
pioneered TikTok.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Kinda,
they
kinda.
adapted really well to the vertical short form videos.
I don't think I watched them. At least I didn't watch the clown one because I'm still super.
Scarred.
I cringe at that.
Oh, I think it's so good. I love it.
I mean,
saw
I
it and
had
I was
fun
like,
doing it, but I just hate watching
What is it about clowns that you don't like?
Oh man, they're just.
You're not a clownist, are you?
Clownist.
yeah.
Clown phobia.
Hmm.
No, they're just not from this world, man. They're the aliens that came and invaded and helped build the pyramids.
Do you know there's clown
the
college?
Mick pyramids. That's
They invented the McDonald's.
the Mick.
That's
the
the
Mick
only reason it tastes
pyramids.
so well because
The aliens made clowns and
Yeah.
the Mick pyramids, and that's the whole origin of Ronald McDonald.
Yeah,
Old Ronnie came
He's-
from the pyramid.
Yeah, he's at
Yeah.
the top of the scheme.
The top of the scheme.
and so I was still during college through all that, and you finished up, you graduated, and you were able to make it a whole business thing
Yep.
at Triflix.
All the business.
Businessy thingy.
Businessy thingy. And I was still taking classes and I was learning things like setting up file servers or like doing all this management stuff that we need or realized we needed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know how to do this. I'm taking the class on it right now. I'm an expert. And that's when I deleted half the server.
Like an expert.
At least it was
Like
just
an
half.
expert. No, it was all of it.
Oh, okay. Why'd you say half?
No, it was technically half because we had a backup, but it was old.
It was-
and like
it was
half
a
of the
month
stuff
old.
that we needed was not on that backup.
I gotcha.
So it was technically half, and that's where we, unfortunately,
But, you know, these are the
couldn't get it
things
back. Yeah,
as a growing company. If you see anybody online that's touting they're growing and they're doing these things and all they're showing you are the day-to-days that are going well and that are pumping them up, it's not the reality. I don't think we're in the minority when it comes to making mistakes. And we don't
Yeah.
make mistakes daily, but
No.
every once in a while, as we're learning and growing and trying new things to actually grow a company,
Yeah.
we run into issues like that. And that's the thing is, I mean, nobody's mad about the server issue, and it's one of
No,
the things that we've learned from our server now.
yeah, we've talked about it before, and it's even great. The server's greater than ever now.
Yeah. It's the
And-
most data space capacity we've ever
Yeah.
had.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
We've
And
expanded it over time
Yeah.
without too much of an issue. It just
yeah, that was fine.
took some slowness.
2 weeks.
but-
All
2
this stuff just takes time in general, though. It's a lot of data
Yeah. Especially to upload.
over very poor internet.
Oh my goodness! Don't get us started on our
Yeah,
internet
right.
right
We just
now.
had this conversation.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was still in the middle of taking that class. Like I was actually
That's so
jumping
funny.
ahead of the chapters to do the stuff I was doing on Tristan's server.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. And so I was just
What-
Googling around, trying to teach myself what the heck what this thing called Samba was and all these network shares.
What a better way to
Beaver.
learn, though. Experience. I mean, you were
I
doing
know.
it while
Just
everybody was
find
reading
some
about
chump's company and ruin it.
it. Yeah.
That's all right.
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's what
No.
I did.
No.
I found some company that I could come.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Wouldn't rather have ruined anybody else's company.
Heard that.
that means a lot.
We are so sorry, Joshua McNulty, about your poor performance submission that we gave you.
Oh, Josh.
I thought you were going to say his performance was poor.
No, the
No, that
poor
was him.
recording of it.
Ah,
Yeah, we ruined it. It was beautiful and we ruined it.
Hey,
we.
Hey, we're a team here at Triflix.
Whoa.
Hey,
I think if
you-
you know anything about this company, the blame is never evenly distributed.
Hey, he paid me to delete that server.
And then to recover it.
You got paid to recover?
No, I don't think I charged you. I don't even think I charged you
would
for that
hope
entire
not.
week.
I would hope
No,
not.
I felt terrible. I was like, you're not paying me crap.
He's creating job security
Yeah.
And now our server backs up to the cloud.
It backs up to the cloud.
for
And the
$140 a
clouds-
month at $15
Hey, that's a
increases.
great rate compared to every single thing else there.
Don't start with me
We
on
chose
that.
the cheapest one. Not that it's unreliable, but it's just cheaper.
Yeah. It's a
Which is
great
great.
rate for
Yeah, the funny thing is, if we ever had to get that
a
data
larger
back,
company.
we would not be able to afford the deposit to get the Fireball drives.
No, you can't even get the whole thing from it.
'Cause
We
it
have
doesn't
too
fit,
much
right?
data. It doesn't
Yeah.
fit on their.
We would have to spend
Physical
like
delivery.
I think it's like $10,000, and then you send it back, and you get the deposit.
whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
That's really what it is?
We
It's like
thought
a
it was.
deposit
We
of
thought it
like-
was $500.
Yeah.
That was the deposit. You still have to pay like
No.
the $10,000 or so. That's like
It's the other way around.
the refund or whatever, right?
The deposit is $10,000, but
Yeah, but you have to pay like $500 no matter what.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you ship the drives back.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
So like if we
That
ever
is.
lost all our data, we would have to download it.
yeah,
oh,
we got to take it to your house.
I was going to say,
download
it
it.
would take it to my house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's hateful.
yeah.
So
It's the fun. These are the fun things that you get to learn about. Which this is, I think. What did we cover the origin story? I don't want to get too far off topic. So you were working with Tristan and all that stuff, and you guys continued to work together.
he was skeptical
Yes.
of you joining
Wait,
the
what are we-
company.
I would
Are,
think so.
you jumping?
I'm going. I'm
oh,
getting
we're going
closer
through the
to
merge.
the formation of
Okay.
Triflix 2 now.
Yeah, you're like, why is David here? What does he do?
Well, he wanted to fire you because he found out that you deleted the server.
No, we held that off until it was too late to fire me.
Well, I wouldn't let him fire you anyways.
That's not true. That's not true.
He
I debated it a little bit.
Yeah, no, he posed the idea to me, and I was like, "We're not firing David."
That
So
was,
what was your thought process?
that was really early on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we made a lot of different changes even before. We worked for like a year together. Just for perspective here, we worked for a year together before we actually officially legally merged everything.
Mm-hmm.
We worked together but independently, essentially. And during that time, it was all about organization.
Yep.
So we worked on software that would help us stay on track with projects. We worked on the website. We worked on design to keep everything cohesive. We worked on social media. We worked on all the things to make the company run while we were kind of in that 2020 lull.
Oh yeah.
We worked really hard on all that stuff. And there were just times where he would talk, we were getting really close to the point where when we merged, your costs were going to be split.
Because that whole time for that whole year we were working together, I was paying for you out of pocket.
Yes.
Well, out of company. It was,
Well,
it
yeah,
was
because
still
it wasn't even like official for Triflix 2 to exist, right? For
Correct.
a bit.
Correct.
Yeah.
But still, we were splitting profits on projects and stuff. And I honestly didn't really understand that you were either getting paid or that you were making as much as you were from him.
Yeah.
And then eventually he goes, "Hey, we're going to have to split David eventually." And I'm like,
You're like, what do you mean?
I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
He's like, "What do you mean?" It's like you're getting married to somebody that already has kids. He's like, "What do you,
like
what do you
you have
mean
a
I have to
dog.
pay for his food? That's your kid." You're like, "Oh, we're merging now,
Yeah.
so that's our kid."
Yeah, because I'm like,
You're like-
I was gonna specifically merge with somebody who didn't have kids. That was my plan. So I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
enough kids to worry about.
Yeah.
So you just didn't understand what I was doing.
No, even if he understood it, I just don't think he was.
You just didn't want it.
No, I think at that time it didn't make enough sense to me for where we were. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That it was going to be like, oh, this is an expense that we need on the regular.
Yeah.
That there
Oh.
were things that he and I could take care of. and then we could bring you in just little bits if that was the case, but not as regular as we ended up using you.
Yeah,
and so we just had the conversation.
His biggest one was you being editing or shooting the podcast. He's like, "Is he getting paid to shoot the podcast?" What do you mean? How does that work? He's just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, he's part of it. He's part of the podcast, man. He's like, if I'm not getting paid, why is he getting paid? I was like, we get paid every time we do a project.
It all comes out now.
No.
It was at the time. It's like I knew where our revenue was, and eventually.
So this was happening like when we were shooting season 2.
Yes,
correct.
Yeah, it was
No way.
Yeah, no, he still wanted to fire you or reduce hours.
Yeah, I don't think I ever wanted to fire him.
You did.
So
okay,
was it fire?
You definitely did. Whenever you found out about the server, because you're like, is this guy competent, and do we need to keep him around? I remember this very vividly because I was like, yes, we need to keep David. He's competent. He just had an oopsie doopsie.
Right. And I'm like, hopefully he doesn't have another oopsie doopsie.
Yeah.
And at the time I had put,
oh my goodness.
Let's think here. 0% effort into getting to know you at any level capacity beyond working together.
Yeah. He didn't know that we were even friends. He thought you were just an employee.
You just thought I was a guy that you picked up?
Yeah.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you helped out with the business. You were an employee. Which, employees are not friends.
I just know his wife and his parents.
He came to his...
I didn't know.
Yeah. So,
I was the new guy. I was like the guy that came in and I'm like, oh, I was like the stepdad. Like I came in and I was like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense. Who are you?
He's not taking you to Chuck E. Cheese.
Like you out in the garden,
You're not
see
my
like
kid.
These weird plants. You just start ripping them up. You're like, we don't need these stupid weeds.
What are these?
Yeah. So it took a little bit of convincing. It didn't take a ton, but I talked him into letting you stick around a little bit, which was never really in
Is that
question.
why they get paid for like 3 months?
No. That's a totally different.
I don't even think there was a time.
No. I don't think we really missed it ever. There was maybe times where it took a little bit longer to pay you, but
well, even during
wasn't because
COVID,
it wasn't there.
like we both intentionally cut down our hours just because like I didn't have anything to do, so I wasn't doing anything.
I cut down my hours too.
Like, I
same
remember
reason.
We definitely did.
We moved you out of the old office
At my apartment.
and then moved you to your apartment, and like we didn't do anything for like 2 months.
Yeah,
and
so
then like
it was I was at my parents' house in a spare bedroom, and we had all of our office set up in there, and then we switched to my apartment whenever I moved out in like March of 2019. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this guy shows up. I was like, oh, there's a guy.
Who is this man that keeps showing up?
And we talked for we talked for a decent amount of time before we made any big decisions. I mean, Tristan and I went back and forth to like get to know one another and make sure that it was going to make sense.
Run credit scores, the general stuff.
And background checks. I'll be honest though, and I don't know if we've ever had this conversation, but I think it's funny now knowing you to say this. But I had trusted you implicitly from the beginning.
I did not trust you implicitly.
No, I know you didn't. I know, like, I felt like it was meant to be. Like, I felt like this was the path. And I felt that way from the inception of all of it. Yeah. And you were like, and it made me upset a little bit because you were like, I need to, like, think about this and talk to my wife, and I'll get back to you in a week or two.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, man, I got you. Which I get it. I am not... We didn't know each other like at all.
Yeah, come on, man. Just split
It's
your...
funny that like...
But I trust... I
It's like
felt
a
like it
love
was the right
triangle.
decision.
It's like you trusted him, he didn't trust you, and you didn't trust me.
But I trusted David. And you... Is this
Now
love
none
triangle?
of us trust each other at all.
We're all at each other's throats.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was well aware of that. I was like,
Yeah.
this dude's way too trusting of people. I was like, he doesn't know anything about me.
Right.
But the thing is like, I don't know.
I just felt like it was meant to be.
But and that's, what's funny is I leaned a lot on my faith when my wife and I met and started talking, and it was more about, and it's not about trusting the feelings, but it was trusting the process.
Yeah.
And just letting go of the control. There's this, let life kind of lead you. And it turned out really well, because I wasn't just like, this is what I want, I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I felt the same way, the first guy I tried to work with, he decided against it. And that was kind of it was unfortunate because I felt like we were on the same path and he was excited about it. So when he decided not to, after kind of deciding already to do it, that was kind of a blow.
Yeah.
And so then when Tristan and I started talking, there was just something about it. I felt, I was like, this is it. This is the next path. This is how the business grows. This is how we make this, or take this to the next step.
What did you see in Tristan?
My big brown eyes.
Well, I got lost in him.
Look at it. Just look at his eyes. Look right into the camera. How could you not get lost in those eyes?
I don't know if I could say there's like one specific thing. I looked at what you had done previously and what your company had accomplished. I mean, we had conversations about it on the podcast.
You didn't watch our videos.
I did not. That was a long time
Tristan
before I watched
best
this.
Friends. We're
which
making great videos.
I should have watched them earlier. I would have understood a little bit more of like the quirky side of what I was getting into.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I felt like he was competently running a business.
Yeah.
But he still does. Yeah. I mean, the thing, there was a reason for it. And Tristan and I, and I think we all do, but Tristan and I, we work well together.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't deny the fact that
the magic.
Yeah, there's so much magic between us.
There's magic in the room right now.
Yeah. I don't know why I said it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's definitely worked out for the best. Yeah. And Tristan and I sometimes talk to each other more than we talk to our own wives.
Yeah, I'm on a podcast. My wife's trying to text me right now.
You ignore that.
Hi, wife of Tristan.
We're going to take a quick break.
Oh my gosh.
And read a sponsor.
Oh.
And then we'll jump back into this awesome origin story of Triflix, the multimedia company creation juggernauts. But you know
absolutely.
How, David,
what are you feeling?
You know how I get through the day when we're just like editing and shooting and da-da-da? It's coffee.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Beautiful, delicious taste.
Delicious coffee.
Great mug to have it into. One that maybe says Coffee House 5.
Yeah, and you know what's better than just coffee? It's local coffee.
Supporting local businesses with a purpose.
Because we're a local business.
I love supporting local businesses.
There's nothing better.
No way.
I love it. That's the best.
We all love it.
I wake up in the morning, support local business.
It's tattooed on your chest.
It is. It's tattooed on your chest.
Support local business.
That's what I saw in you.
So my tattoos.
I saw local business in you.
So tonight, before we read our ad spot for Coffee House 5, we are drinking Coffee House 5 coffee in our mugs and our cups. So you can see here, I have a vanilla latte. Yep. It is actually, I know it's very basic, but this is one of my favorite coffees that they have. You can get a bunch of different flavoring in the coffee.
Oh, yeah.
But vanilla latte, it's just tried and true. The first time I had this is the drink that made me switch from Starbucks.
Oh yeah?
This was it. I honestly don't remember exactly how it all came to be, but I knew I didn't like the other offerings in town in Franklin.
Yeah.
And I worked there a lot at the time. So I was like, man, it'd be really nice to get a good cup of coffee.
Just down the street, yeah.
So when they were opening, which it took a hot minute, like they had like a sign on the door and they were putting it together. And I was like, I can't wait. So as soon as they opened up, I went and got some coffee, and vanilla latte was kind of my drink of choice. I mean, if you think about it, there's not a coffee shop that doesn't have one. So it was a great comparison.
Okay.
So, between going to Nashville to see my brother, like I would get a vanilla latte somewhere. Going to Florida to see the kids, like vanilla latte. Boom. So it was an easy go-to. And the first time I had it, I was like, wow, this is literally the best vanilla latte I've ever had. and I'm not just saying that. It is legitimately what I believe to be one of the best vanilla lattes.
Yeah, I see. You just get it all the time.
Yeah. So, and the awesome thing about getting your coffee locally as well, I can't go to the other place and they're like, hey, what's up? When I walk in, they know my name. Yep. I know their names, the staff, and I don't even have to. They're like the usual. I've always wanted to be that guy.
The usual.
Yeah. They just bring me up.
Do you think they're cheating? Like the fish people? Like how are they that good all the time?
Because I come in too much.
They have a sign behind
That's
the door.
why.
Yeah.
And you know, I might make it a point to like the new people now. It's like, yeah, I'm Cole.
I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal. Like, I'm gonna come in here a lot, and I get a vanilla latte.
That's fine. That's my go-to.
An iced vanilla latte.
Remember it, or else.
Yes, but they do a lot of other things. And tonight,
No.
David is drinking one of their. I'm trying to think. One of their
It's like a
own roasts,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It is the. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and explain it
You sent
you're
it
drinking
somewhere.
Yep. We have a definition from Coffee House 5 that I pulled today.
Did you
Because
send this to me on chat? Where did it go?
no, buddy, it is in our notes for tonight. If
No,
you
the actual beans? Is
Yeah.
the beans in there?
Yeah.
see,
I can try to pronounce it.
yeah, if you scroll up above our main body here, you will
I
see the coffee info.
segments. Is that in the outline? No.
Yes,
Oh.
you got this,
I
man.
can't read.
N-
There
you go.
it is. All right.
Tell them what you're drinking.
I'm drinking the Nicaragua Ginotega Marimba,
Yes.
which is just a coffee bean. All sorts of different coffee beans have different flavors, and this one's a really nice, smooth taste. It's not super bitter. It just goes down really nice. I added some creamer to it because I think I messed up my own brew. We didn't have all of our brewing material here, which is fine, but it turned out great because it just tastes good. We use the Clever, I think the Clever Dripper? Clever Brewer,
Yep.
which is kind of like a pour over, but it's just really awesome. Once you like put the coffee and water in, you can just sit it on top of the mug you want, and it just drips right in, and it makes some great coffee. I really like it.
Yeah, and this is the recommended method from Coffee House. They kind of set us up with the way that they think is best to enjoy it, and so far
Right.
so good. I'm going to go ahead and read the info just so you guys are
Go
aware of
for
this.
it.
This is a single origin coffee. It is deep and nutty with notes of bright orange zest and fresh coconut. Its delicate, silky mouthfeel is juxtaposed. I don't know that word, but there you go. With even-keeled acidity, harmonizing to create a perfectly balanced cup. In the long finish, you'll note a hint of fresh tobacco alongside rich nut butter. The medium roast level draws out its rich flavors and sweetness, which I actually tend to gravitate towards a medium roast.
Yeah, I like
It depends, but
there's all different types of flavors with how the roast can bring out, but I find the light roast to be a bit more acidic, and it's just not as pleasing to me. And so I do lean towards like the darker medium roast, and this might be one of my favorites from them.
hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So just so you guys are aware, this is only going to be available for the next couple weeks,
Oh man,
and then they're coming out with their holiday blend. So
But if you're watching this in a year from now, it may be available again. Who
It
knows?
could be.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
it could
yeah.
be.
What are you drinking there in that husky cup
This
that we
husky
also got?
cup, this thing's so cool. I could go back and get some refills if I take it to the counter and there's like some discount or
You
something.
can do that,
And
Coffee
I,
House 5?
I
Wow.
love drinking water. I'm such a healthy boy. So
Man, did
I can't verify this,
Added any
but
soap to it this time?
if I don't have to add soap. Actually, that's the cool
It's
thing.
just built in.
Well, you take it to Coffee House 5 and they'll wash it for you
Oh,
And then give you another one.
and give you another
It's an
one, a
exchange.
brand new clean one.
I like
It's pretty awesome. So I can have as much water as I can consume out of a 16 ounce little husky cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they work really great for coffee if you're
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah, if
you
you're,
don't have to
if
put-
you're
You
into
can put
coffee.
anything you want in them. It'll work for just about any drink.
I don't know what their actual. What do we actually? But like, I mean, you can't like Sprite in it or anything. Like, what are their actual rules? Do you know?
Actual rules?
Yeah.
Whether-
What can I put in this cup?
You can put whatever you want in the cup.
Hey,
Oh, sick.
It's a,
But the
it's a cup, man.
idea of the Husky cup is to help
explain it.
reduce single-use cup waste. So
Yep.
you purchase the cup, and then you can bring it into any Coffee House 5 location, and they will refill it. And essentially what happens is they'll fill the cup when you get it the first time. You take it in, and you give them your dirty cup,
yeah.
preferably not full of liquid. But you give it to them, and then they exchange that cup for another one that's already been cleaned and processed. And then you get another filling of coffee, and you have reduced your single cup waste by using this.
It's amazing.
And this cup
I like it.
is also made from sustainable
Beans.
materials like coffee husks, and that's why it's called a Husky cup. And that is HUSKEE.
Gotta get the bean husks.
And you can go to their website and check them out.
I like that.
Wow, we've plugged so much before the ad. So
Yeah, we need to actually say what
Yeah.
we need to say the specifics. Like they have locations in Franklin and Greenwood, and a third one in Bargersville.
Whoop, whoop.
Coffee House 5 is Johnson County's premier independent coffee shop to relax, study, or meet friends around great coffee and great food Monday through Saturday.
Whether it's a handcrafted espresso or a single origin pour over, like the Nicaragua. I told you
buddy.
I'm struggling on that one.
Hey,
as long as you tried.
Yeah,
you tried.
You'll enjoy the freshest, smoothest coffee possible, roasted in-house at their Franklin location using a unique airbed roasting process.
And don't forget to pair your coffee with a ham and cheddar scone, biscuits and gravy made with their award-winning Parmesan chive biscuit, or
So
any
good.
of their other pastries and sandwiches prepared in their Franklin kitchen using family recipes in a style they called Midwest comfort food.
As if that's not enough, though. To
Well-
get your attention, Coffee
Well-
House 5 is a for-benefit coffee house, which means
Yeah.
that all the profits are invested in building a stronger community through their support of mental health services,
I love
which you
that.
can read more about on their website, coffeehouse5.com. So the next time you're in Franklin or Greenwood and soon Bargersville, stop by Coffee House 5.
I don't think you guys are really doing them a great service talking about all this coffee, because I feel like it really downplays how good their food is. All right, their food's actually really
It's
good.
It is really
amazing
good.
food.
I really
That's
like.
true. We have not talked about the food.
I may not be a coffee man, but I'm still a Coffee House 5 man. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
And I love their food.
well, the other part of that is that Tristan's wife is gluten-free.
Yep, she's not full celiac. She can, it can touch her skin, but if she eats it, it's a rough day. So I love that about Coffee House 5. They have so many gluten-free options, and we don't have anything like that in Columbus. Like there's a couple places, but it's really hit or miss. There's not a guarantee when I walk in there they're gonna have something gluten-free. And I've never been to Coffee House 5 and been like, hey, can I have something for my wife? And they're like, sorry, everything's got gluten. Never
Sorry.
had it happen.
That's
Not
true.
once.
That's true.
Your
And
wife
she's liked everything you
not
brought home,
supported.
right?
Yeah, everything's tasted good to her.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And if she
that's-
did, even if she didn't like it, I love it. I'll eat it.
That's
There's a
true.
little something for everyone there.
Yes, there
Yeah.
is. And hopefully soon, while we're just on the subject, I had a conversation with them today, and we're definitely going to have a representative come on. I think maybe one of the owners.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a fun conversation about coffee. And this person in particular is very knowledgeable about coffee.
Okay.
So it'll be a really fun conversation. And if you guys are interested in coffee, that's a good way to learn something.
All right.
And maybe we'll try to take some questions or something like pre.
That'll be good.
That'd be fun.
I'll make sure to bring in a scale. That's what we were missing for our coffee.
Scale.
You need to measure the ratio between your beans and your water. And I eyeballed it mainly because I've done it enough times that I kind of know what 15
He's an
grams looks like. But it turned out pretty well. But we need to make the good stuff next time.
Yeah. That's what we're sipping.
Yep.
Okay. Back to Triflix 2
Back in it.
Origins.
I love it. Single origin.
I think it's actually a triple origin.
Ooh, we're a fine blend, aren't we?
Yeah. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
They should make a coffee like with 3 beans and call it 3 amigos. Can they mix beans? Do you do that coffee?
Dude, I wonder if
Yeah.
I wonder if they would do a blend collab with us.
Yeah, Triflix.
Ooh, the
A Triflix blend.
What would your flavor of coffee?
Come on, that'd be cool.
What would you want it to be?
Not coffee.
Yeah.
They told me they were going to hook you up with some tea.
Oh, we could
It's
do
actually,
tea.
it's actually local as well.
Oh shoot! Can you
Triflix
mix
tea?
coffee and tea or something? Like, is that a thing? Do people ever mix stuff?
I'd be okay just having tea for Triflix.
I'm
That'd be
just
kinda
curious
cool.
because
Yeah, I
you
don't
were
know.
like what do people mix and stuff? Well, it's like, well, I'm all
I've
about
not
the
heard of
tea,
that.
and you guys have your 2 different types of roast. I don't know, man. I
No.
feel like it's sacrilegious. Whatever I'm thinking
Get out
of.
the Tristan blend, and then the I don't know.
I don't know,
I feel like we could just do tea. Tea would be kind of cool.
dude. I'm
I
just
don't like
I'm
tea.
just
You don't
happy.
like tea?
Nah.
No, what?
I'm
I
not
just
a
had a
huge-
London fog.
The London
Tea's
fog
lame.
doesn't taste like a traditional tea, though.
It does not.
Well,
It's
I
got a
like
nice-
Earl Grey though, so that's why I like
Okay.
the London fog.
I'll be honest. I pretty much just drink water, and I'm gonna go in with my Husky cup, and that's what I'm sticking with.
Hey, can I get some more
Hit me with
water?
H2O.
I love water.
Brew me a fresh of hot
I
water.
like water too, but I like coffee as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about it,
I
man.
don't know. I like keeping my
Something
pants clean. That's all.
Never had the problem.
I haven't had a problem.
I don't caffeine.
Not coffee related.
Like if
at
I
least.
only drink coffee throughout the day, I'd probably have a problem. But you have to, eat something if you're drinking a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm a 1 cup a day, dude.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of.
Oh, dude, I have so many cups of
People
water.
have so many cups of coffee. I would not be able to do that. I'd be
Nah.
in the bathroom all the time.
Well, not just that, but it's like you do have to get some water in you.
Yeah.
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 We are 70% water, right? Am I right?
I don't know. We
I
can
don't
find
know.
out.
I thought it was really high.
You want to find out?
Maybe it's 82%.
Let's find out. Let's find out right now.
Find out
How much water you got?
how much water I got.
How much water you got?
Do I have to look it up? Is that what you're asking for?
I don't know.
I don't
Just
know.
like
Let me just.
What are you doing?
he's
I don't know.
sniffing real hard.
I'm feeling it. Feeling all the water. in
Feeling
my
all the
What's
side.
our final guesses while this pulls up?
I think it's like
69%. I'm sticking
I
with
think
that.
it's 78.
69.
78.
It's actually 60%.
Oh wow!
69 wins.
That that is what happens. What do you guess?
Interesting. Okay. Anyways, the contents of this place. No. So yeah, we went through. I think all the way up to pretty much about. Let's see. We talked about through 20. So we've got a couple years in between here.
My apartment.
Yeah. So
Cole hates my apartment.
I don't hate your apartment.
You hate the way the people in it live.
Correct. And I'm just a specific kind of dude that enjoys things to be specific ways.
It was rough.
I'm a guy. I'm
fair.
the dude that vacuums the office. I'm the only guy.
You probably like wipe the toilet seat too, don't you?
Yes.
Man, like, I didn't
I
know
do.
vacuums like that.
I wipe it
I do.
before I use it.
I
every
do too.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
a
gross.
public toilet. Ew. Ew.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, so we did a lot of work for a while in Tristan's apartment, which was fine. I'll be honest though.
Did you wipe the toilet seat at my house?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nah,
So
because that's like a 2-person seat.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like
Okay.
the one here, like there's a lot of office units.
There's a lot of
butts.
butts.
Yeah. And I don't need my butt
Yeah.
touching the other butt.
Yeah,
You know.
no moon landings.
Yeah. Yeah. What he said.
Right.
I was saying technically,
So-
if you want to dive into the technicality
So
of this.
my apartment was messy, but it wasn't dirty to the point you had to wipe the toilet seat before you used it.
Correct.
Okay, so there's our standards.
It was cluttered.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That was it.
You're a cluttery person.
And I'm just a very organized. Like things have their places, and those things get picked up, and like it's just very specific. And my wife is that way too. So it's just different. And so when I walk into a place that is somewhat chaotic,
Somewhat.
it just triggers me,
Yeah.
and not in a horrible way, but it's just like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Did you have a story about you eating some food the other day?
About me eating some
Yeah.
food.
How you arranged it in a particular way?
I guess I can tell that story. Long story short, I was eating food and I had tater tots on my plate. I got down to 7. Yes, I remember there were 7 because I lined them up. I wasn't thinking at all. I was just doing, and I looked down at my plate and I arranged them in a row where it was 3 on top, 3 on the bottom, and then 1 kind of in the middle on the side. And I just did it. And my brother looks over and he's like, "Are you arranging your tater tots?" And I was like, yes, I am.
Yeah.
And he called me out. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, I have a problem.
So, yeah, my
I'm
apartment
now seeking rehab.
my apartment was rough.
The tater tots were everywhere.
Their tater tots were
Everywhere.
And but I do think that you have a problem,
For sure.
and it's
there.
a nice problem to have to keep the office clean.
Yeah, it
That's true.
balances him out.
Yeah.
This was my number one concern when we got an office, a joint office.
I got it.
Scared to death.
We got this. We're jumping ahead, but we had a meeting where we talked about roles and responsibilities in the company, and I got the most aggressive I've ever been in a meeting before in my
That's true.
life. I lost it over the fact that I am not taking out the trash or the vacuuming. It was one or the other.
I think it was the trash because I think
What's
I
wrong
took
with
the
the trash?
vacuuming on.
Yeah.
Why
yeah.
don't you want to take out the trash?
Dude.
Same reason I'm not filling up the Brita.
We can't get into that until we get to the trash. What's wrong? You want to have a stinky office?
No, I don't. It's not that I want to have a stinky office.
So you
what's the
wanna take out
train of
trash?
thought behind it?
Honestly, it's been so long.
So you're cool taking out the
He
trash
just
now?
snapped that day. He just had enough.
I had enough at that point in time.
He was
where
done.
It was like the last thing. Like it was not even.
You
it
know
didn't
what?
even matter
It was
that
you.
much.
It was you,
It was
David.
me.
You're the reason.
Yeah.
At our first office, we didn't have a trash can for the longest
Oh, yeah.
time
I
in the
was
main
so
area.
annoyed.
We didn't have a trash can in the main area. It was a 600 square foot office. Like we didn't need many trash cans. We had one in the bathroom, which was in the middle of the whole building.
The tiny trash can
Came with the
for
building.
the bathroom.
It came with the building.
Yeah. So you didn't even buy a trash can.
So David's always probed me about trash cans, and every time he's like, "We need a trash can. We need a trash can." So we go to my apartment. There's a trash
Hey,
can.
not everybody
whatever.
puts trash on the floor like you.
That's true. It happens.
Hey, you walk it all the way to the front door. You just leave it there. Like somebody will get it.
No, that's not how it works. I'm the only person that takes that out. So
You're the only person.
yes, no trash will sit at my house until I take it out.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you
he's
were
not
talking
talking about here.
But I do.
That's Daniel's responsibility.
I do an extensive amount of things at home to the point that I don't want to do that here at work.
Yeah.
If you're a sandwich maker, you don't want to go home and make sandwiches all day, and vice versa. If you have kids and you watch your kids all day, it's like I don't really want to be a daycare sitter.
Do you like film?
But I am every time I come into this office.
Well, that's different because
Yeah.
I don't know. That's slightly
I'm
different.
just the office dad.
So you think nobody else takes out the trash?
No, it's not that I don't
Somebody
think you
is.
take out the trash.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
everybody has to
think,
take out the
I think
trash.
everybody
Well, I guess
takes.
not.
I think everybody takes out their own trash at home.
Yeah.
I don't.
So you're not alone in that argument.
My wife takes out our trash. I don't know why. She assumed the responsibility, and I was like, I can do it. And she's
Yeah.
like, no, I got it.
Yeah,
And I don't know if
that's
it's like a
cool.
checking something off mentally, like knowing that the trash made it to the end of the driveway.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh.
Here's the moral of the story: before you get married or merge
Yeah.
a business, and you get a work wife, you got to go through the chores. You got to go through and who's going to do what, at what frequency,
Yeah,
and whether or not it alternates.
What do you do?
What?
What
do you
chore
do?
do you do in the office? Because
None now.
nothing.
Yeah.
I'll
You
take the
don't
trash.
vacuum. You don't do the trash.
I'll take the trash and I'll put
I've
it.
seen you do it like once.
I'll put it by the door.
Yep.
I'll vacuum my. I'll
That's
vacuum.
so stupid.
I'll
You put it by the door.
I'll vacuum
that
my
really is
chair.
annoying
You did
to
that
me.
once.
No, I've done it twice in
Okay.
last year.
Sure.
6
Yeah.
months.
Sure.
Hey man,
I'll give you that.
You're out of the office quite a bit, all right? I get some stuff done sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we have
I'll wipe
cameras.
off my desk with the wet wipes. I'll keep it somewhat clean on
What
occasion.
area you can wipe?
Yeah, what area I can wipe. I will not move stuff. I will not move stuff to clean underneath of it because there's no dust underneath it because it's been covered for the last 2 months.
And there's me over there. I take everything off my desk and I wipe the whole thing down.
I've never owned a Swiffer in my life, and you bought one, and there's a little duster, and I use it now every
They're
once in
the
a while on
best.
my desk. I'm
They're
like,
the
wow,
best.
I don't have to move anything. I can just. Yeah,
it's all
no.
wiggly. It goes
Yeah.
through everything. That's
Yeah.
why I like it.
So there are some things that you've rubbed off on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do a decent amount. I don't want to take all the trash at work.
Yeah.
And I'll put it by the door if it's full. Normally, I didn't today.
I think we were trying to distribute
Yeah.
the responsibilities evenly
Yeah.
because people are going to come in here and be like, "What does this guy do?"
So
We don't want that.
You just walk in. You're fired. I don't know what you do. You're fired though.
Why are you here? What do you do?
They look at you the wrong way. Like, get out.
But I kind of have the same deal with Tristan that I had with my brother when we lived together, and it's just like
Yeah.
as long as you keep your area clean,
yeah,
I don't care.
yeah.
That's where I'm at.
We haven't had any mice for a while.
It's true. And don't think that every time, or don't not think or think whatever, that when I pick up that vacuum that I'm not thinking, man, somebody else could be doing this. Why do I own 50% of this company to vacuum my own floors?
I don't know.
Somebody's got to do it though.
You're gonna pay Daniel to vacuum?
No, because he wouldn't do it as good as I do it.
Would you pay me to vacuum?
Oh shoot,
No.
you're just like my parents.
Correct.
So you are the vacuumer.
Oh, I have had to assume that role, yes.
Okay.
And now I take pride in that role.
Oh, the floors look great.
Yeah, this rug is amazing.
Hey, this rug was free.
It smells
Wow.
like grandma.
I get in here, it smells like home. It's like I got me a little it's a Grammy, make me cookie, and I drink a coffee.
While we're running it out this before we go back to the main the A storyline, we're still on like a D storyline here.
I was gonna say we still got a lot of bullet points to go through.
I'm fine with going to the store and shopping.
And no one wants you to do that.
Nobody
That's
wants
the funny
you to
part.
do this.
Yeah, I was totally fine with going to the store shopping. I was fine with that responsibility.
Dumbest shopper
Even your
I've ever
own
met.
wife is like, why?
No, my wife is very understanding of this. Ever since I was old enough to drive and go to the store, my parents would ask for me to go run errands, pick up stuff for them. Yeah. And from that point on, I would always say, send me a picture of whatever it is you want. So I get the exact same thing you want, because do unto others as you'd have others done unto you. I want that same level of respect. If I say I want something from the store and you bring back something that's not it, or something that's like knocked off or something, it's like, no, this is what I wanted. If I asked for the generic brand and you bought the name brand, that's a waste of money. And if you bought the generic brand and I wanted the name brand, that was probably for a level of quality. I already know what I buy before I go. And now that I understand how your brain works, where you go to the store and you just be like, I need it, I buy it, I understand why you don't grasp that. I get it now, but my family, we listed out everything before we went to the store. We knew what brand, where it was in the store. And since I don't know what you guys are getting, I need a picture.
Right. It's so hard to be like Chobani creamer, purple and white.
Dude, it's such a waste of time to go to the store and stand there for 10 minutes looking for the specific.
I explained it to you. On the phone. I give you a detailed description.
Do you know how many Chobanis there are?
2.
There's literally only 2 there.
There is a vanilla and a sweet cream. That's all there is.
I just need to know the color, the name, and a picture of it. Just send me a picture. It's literally online.
We just think it's crazy that you need a picture.
I just think it's so much faster. You go to the store, I hold up my phone, I scan, I see exactly what it is. I read the labels, they match, and then I go on to the next thing.
That's such a millennial thing, though.
You read the labels. Why do you have to have a picture?
Because I'm not going to read the label of 100 bottles when I could just scan for the exact same identical thing. I will, in the middle of the store, I will pull out my Kroger app, search for what I'm looking for, see what aisle I'm in, realize I'm in the right aisle, and then I will use that to look around. I won't take the time to look at the shelf by itself. I will go through meticulously and find exactly what it is before I go to the store most of the time. But once I know what it is, then I know where it is in the store, and then I just have the routine.
It's an understandable
Do you know where
approach.
it is now?
Like, I forgot that information because I got the wrong one, so I still don't even know where the right one is.
We just showed it to you like a week ago.
Yeah. See, this is the issue. It's not like what you do
What
is
do you mean?
wrong. But
We
it's like
showed
the
you.
only
We said,
way that
look,
works.
Here's the Chobani creamer. We literally just showed it to you in Kroger.
You were looking at the Chobani creamer. I was listening to the guy go, "Oh yeah," in the back of the store, and then there was like 6 other dudes doing that too, and I thought it was really funny.
Herein lies the problem. Herein lies the problem.
It's,
Bing bong.
Yeah, no.
He goes, "Oh, Chobani, ding."
Dude, do you know how
yeah.
I will read the same page of a book like 8 times before I move on to the next page because I keep forgetting where I left off and what I just read.
My favorite thing about this whole portion of
Show
the
me a
podcast
picture.
is that we've had this argument now 3 different times, and it's the same argument every time. That's my favorite part about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't shop. That's why this man shops, because he knows what's up. I don't have to send him a picture.
He hasn't. Well,
I can figure it out.
Well,
give me an item.
Give you an item.
What's something that you buy? Tell me.
Our chips for the office.
Our chips for the office. Okay.
Yeah.
What about it? That's easy.
Where do we get them? How much are they?
I don't know how much they are.
It's $15 at Sam's Club. If you buy it from anywhere else, you're wasting money.
I know where they're at in Kroger.
And it's for 48 of them. That's less than $1 a piece.
Okay. So I can go to Sam's Club right now.
Yeah.
And I can go and buy that without you giving me a picture.
But do you know which flavor of chips everyone in the office likes?
Yes.
Cheetos.
No, but the only problem, we had a lot of Cheetos left.
No, we ate them all, I think.
You like Cheetos, but you will eat about anything in there.
I'll eat anything in there.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I have no clue.
I don't like Lay's.
You probably like
period.
Okay. Really?
I just don't enjoy the flavor of Lay's.
We have like 20 of them laying in there.
Yeah,
you know
I
why,
just do not eat them.
You know why I don't eat them? They're greasy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're greasy and like the flavor's just okay. I'm not big on it.
Interesting.
I can eat it with like barbecue chips.
I was waiting. I was like, I bet you're a barbecue chip person. I can just see it in your face.
I don't like Lay's barbecue either, though. I like actual barbecue sauce with my chips.
Interesting.
Yep.
So then what potato chip is your go-to? Are you a Ruffles guy?
No, I mean I'm just not huge on. I
Kettle?
like kettle chips.
Yeah.
I like kettle chips. I like the
Kettle
crunch.
chips. Makes
Those are
sense.
good.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
What's mine?
I would say probably Fritos.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it's the specific chili
chili
Fritos.
cheese?
You don't want the chili, you want the regulars, right?
Yeah, just the OG.
Yeah. But so they have like all
Yellow
these mixed
and
packs
red
and stuff.
bag.
Yes, because the brown and
Oh
yellow,
my gosh.
the brown and yellow one is the chili one, and I know
Yes,
that's the one you don't
chili
like.
cheese.
Yeah, but you don't need a picture for that, do you?
If I said go to the chip aisle and get me a bag of Fritos and they're yellow and red, and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
You don't need a picture of that.
So you don't need pictures.
Well, makes it faster, makes it easier.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
See, the only issue that bothers me with it is that like that's just part of the process of learning, and like you just stop there, where you're like, I don't need to remember
I
the
want
picture.
to. I want to
Okay.
Command F this process.
Herein lies the problem.
Yeah.
That I've noticed, and this is just, I don't know if it's a generational thing or if it's a technology issue.
Ooh.
And this is one of the things that I have a qualm with, and maybe I'm showing my age here.
Great boomer, share your wisdom.
Yes.
Where is it?
And there's the methods that you in particular use, Tristan.
I'm not the standard, by the way. I'm an outlier for every generation.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't make sense.
I'm not totally sold on that. I think the thing that you play into is your dependency on technology. So you don't remember how to get somewhere. You will continually use your GPS
Yes.
Oh yeah.
and not learn how to get there or the street names or whatever it takes, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same way with your shopping. It's like, I need a picture, because why in the world would I learn where something is and remember what these things are by learning essentially by trial and error? That like, hey, I went to this place, it wasn't there. I asked somebody at the store, instead of pulling my app out, I asked somebody that understands where things are and just be like, hey, where's the Chobani creamer? And then I eventually said, oh, okay, it's with the cream, the coffee creamers in the back left-hand side of the store, and it's with the sour cream and the whipped cream. It's with all the creams. Okay, and it's to the left of the eggs. I know it's in the refrigerator left of the eggs.
Yeah.
Like, I know where this is because like over time I figured it out, because I wasn't looking at a picture or checking out a map.
Yeah.
And I'm building these processes in my head,
Yeah.
right?
No, I'll just ask the Kroger, like, hey, can you take me to the Chobani creamer? And he'll walk me straight up and point at it.
Sometimes I like to not ask and wander the store until I find something.
I don't have that kind of time, man.
Oh, if
Oh,
you just told me it
boy.
takes you
That's
45 minutes to an hour to shop.
Yeah.
No
You have
way,
the content.
no way I'm ever there that long.
Yeah.
You said your
But
wife
I
does
wander,
the shopping.
But I go every once in a while.
And you
But
get-
I wander. I just wander until I find it, because I'm like looking at the aisles, I'm using the system, and like I might find something I didn't even know about.
No, I get angry. I will be furious in a store if it takes me longer than 5 minutes to find something. I'm angry. Like, it's like road rage. I don't get road rage, but in a store I get, because I get bored. I
funny.
get annoyed by the amount of time it's taking to do something that should be automated. I don't like wasting time for things that I think
To be
aren't
fair,
necessary.
like-
You can do like the shopping list and they deliver it to your car, but then they never pick out the right vegetables. Everything's got dents
no,
and
that's-
the tiny
Yeah.
fruit and everything's
And they're always
deformed.
like, we're out of this.
Yeah.
And then you can't replace it with it. It's stupid.
But if it weren't for produce, I would probably do the.
It's so
the
funny because
delivered to the car
your
thing.
method makes me mad, because it was just like you're so dependent upon it. It's just like if
Yeah.
if somebody told you, or if you looked at your app and it was like the Chobani creamer is in the same freezer section with the eggs, you would walk past it thinking that it's somewhere else because you're not even looking at anything else. And that was just the same way, like the waypoint for
A wedding.
Cedar Creek Brewery or whatever in Martinsville
Oh,
was
yeah.
like 10 feet past the entryway, past a giant sign, and you drove past it because that's what the GPS told you to do.
Yeah, I hate driving.
I was like furious.
That's a scene from The Office.
Oh, dude, it made me so mad. It made me
Oh my
so
gosh.
mad. Like, he's
Robots-
Michael Scott driving into the
Yeah.
lake.
Robots should replace driving. It's such a boring, unnecessary thing. If everything was the reason.
But then you would have no idea how to get anywhere.
Why do I want to go anywhere?
Okay, so EMP.
Bring it all to my
EMP
house.
hits. You can't drive your car. You have no idea where you are or where to go.
Yeah.
You have no sense of direction.
Well, then our
That's bad.
industry's ruined. I
Well,
got
a
bigger.
lot of things
I
are
don't think the
ruined.
industry is a thing to be worried about.
Well, that's my point. Is like,
He's like straight to industry.
I was
Yeah.
like, well, there goes all of our money. There goes all our way of receiving
To
income.
tie this back in, this is the same habit you have with Monday and other
Probably.
things with how you organize your information.
Probably.
Because we have this wonderful organization for how our projects are tracked between our different channels, so like social media posts, or for even tracking the podcast or
Yep.
our LLC client projects. And like when we ask you to pull something up, you don't go to the amazing organization that we did. You just start typing in
Search.
words into search.
Searching.
You don't
Yeah.
even bother to try to find it on your own.
It's true.
And
And
I
like you have no idea where stuff is.
and I will sit there and search and search and search to find something and learn the organizational table of this
Yeah.
this thing that we made.
Yeah.
I know the left column. I know how like the folder structure basically of it works. I just
Yeah.
don't. I'll use the search for the project within like real estate or LLC or something.
Yeah, but there's so much organization where you could just easily go boop, boop,
Real
boop.
estate in progress.
And
Boom. Found my
Yeah.
project.
Like it takes longer for you to type it out and wait for the search to figure it.
It does for the powerful search, but if you're
Yeah.
in the folder, then it's like I can type in Scott and it'll pull up Scott Sappenfield,
Well, yeah,
Scott
that,
Punley,
that
and then
makes a
there's
bit more
we have one
sense
other
because you're
Scott.
trying to filter stuff out. But
Yeah, that's usually how I use it now.
Well, you know.
It's evolved over
it's
time.
there for a reason. It's
It's
being
easy.
used.
It's
but at
easy.
the same
It annoys
time,
you. It's fine.
I mean, you were annoyed how some people in our office didn't know how like folders and stuff worked, and now like you don't even use them.
I think I annoyed you slightly by not using folders
Yeah.
in the drawer.
Right.
That was dumb. We had all of our government, all of our documents for anything were in one folder.
It's fantastic.
And we went out of our
It's an
way.
admin.
We went out of our way to buy a filing cabinet just to throw all of our documents in one folder at the bottom of it. It wasn't even the one that like slide in.
Nope.
So that you can like vertically like organize them and all. It was just a folder in a filing cabinet. And
By the way,
my
just saw it for the
gosh.
first time on Monday, and it looks beautiful. I had to open
the
up
day
and-
of the week. Yeah.
I had to open it up and find a check for Kat, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so nice."
Yeah, we made
Everything's labeled.
We made a whole demonic ritual video.
Oh, that's right, I haven't got to see that.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
On how to organize your office
Let me see that.
Yeah.
documents. It's pretty awesome.
Okay, so before we move on, because we still got some things to touch on here, and we're running out of time. I feel like we've been beaten up on Tristan.
It's fair.
So
It's deserved.
I don't know about that. What's something that I do that annoys you?
I was going to say you put away all of my stuff despite having a label that said Tristan stuff, don't move it. Because we went on a shoot to Colorado. I had like 10 minutes to pack and I knew it was going to piss you off, but I was like, that's okay. I'm going to put a label on it so that he doesn't touch it and he knows that I'm coming back to it when we get back from the trip. I come back. I have an all day shoot for 3 days when I get back. On the fourth day, so like 6 days have extended to the point where this stuff's been sitting out. I know it's still there. I'm going to come back to it. I come back and it's all gone. And I wanted to be mad at you. And I was like, dude, what the heck? Why? Like, I know. And it was like, I knew you were in there cleaning too. And it was a day that I was working on another project and I just had no time. And I go in there after you leave later that night. I was like, this son of a I was like, are you serious? Like, why? Like, I put in so much effort, a sticky note, so that you would know I'm coming back to it. And it turns out when I addressed it with you the next day, very level-headed after I had
Yes.
some time to calm down.
You approached me very level-headedly.
And I was just like, dude, why did you put all that stuff up? I had a note. And you're like, no note.
Yeah, I would not have touched it, but it had sat there for so long, and so I went over to it, and there was nothing else but stuff, and I was like, "This is Tristan. I'm picking this up."
Yeah.
And if I would have totally abided by the note, even though it would have made me cringe.
Yeah. I've had one.
And I apologized, even
it's all
though there
good,
was no
man.
note. I still said sorry.
No, it's all good. I knew that was like, I won't blame somebody if it's not their fault. That was it. If the air conditioner blew it off, I don't know.
I
It's
do
gone.
think that's odd, though. I would like to know where the note went because it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, somebody snuck in,
Why
stole
did
my note.
somebody's like, "Oh, don't touch! I touched your note."
Yeah. I would say the only other thing is I know you're busy, but there are stuff I'll send over to you, and I'm like, this needs to be followed up with, and you're like, okay, I'll follow up with it, and then like a week will go by, and I know you're busy, but I'm like, don't tell me you're gonna follow up with it if it's not getting followed up with, and I know I'm hypocritical in that on some projects, But it's stuff that
Still going.
The stuff that ticks me off is the stuff that I know I could have done, but you said you would do, and I was like, I can do it. You're like, no, I got it. And I'm
Yes.
like, all right.
And
then it never gets done.
And that is honestly
delayed. It gets done eventually.
yeah.
Delayed.
But that is honestly that's a problem of mine. I'm aware of this because I tend to I don't know why. I just like to take on too much.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah. Like, you'll be like, can you do this? And I'm like, you're like, I can do it if you can. I'm like, no, I can do it. Because I feel like I need to do it. And then it just doesn't ever make it onto the plate of other things.
We literally have a project that was in prospective, and it was for a client for something we wouldn't normally do, but it's definitely in our wheelhouse. And I was like, hey, the client just wants to know
I
if
knew
you're
exactly
willing.
what you were talking about.
The client just wants to know if you're willing to take on this project. And he's like, yeah, I'll let him know, or I'll get back with you and let you know if I'm willing to do it. And then it's like a week goes by, and I'm like, so you still want to do it or nah?
And then we talked about it, and I was like, I really don't want to do it, but maybe we should. And I went back and forth, and it's still.
And now we're still waiting
for limbo.
we're still waiting for that response.
Still in limbo.
Will we get it live on this podcast? Who knows?
Think about it.
I mean, obviously, I don't have time for it.
That's the biggest thing with all of these.
I mean, it's
always
don't.
that. It always comes back to like
Unless
everybody.
somebody else can do graphic design, which it's not.
Yeah.
It's not something we should really be doing anyways.
Nah,
No.
everybody at the company is pretty slammed right now, and
Yeah.
that's just part of it. David,
Hi. You're next.
what's
Next
No,
one.
What's my
We
problem?
gotta move on.
We gotta complete the segment.
We're not going to be able to complete the segment. I think I can tell you guys right now, we're going to have part 2 of the old Triflix saga, because we do have at least one more thing to talk about
Okay.
before we end.
Another sponsor?
Yes, we do have another sponsor. I'm fully aware of this. Do you guys like theater?
Dude, there's
Got a
nothing
passion for
better.
it.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a show like that. Like I don't know, what do you call it? Like it's not a play. There you go. I kept wanting to call it a Broadway
We
show,
really
and I'm like,
know
it's
what
not.
we're talking about.
It's a play. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's just this is not something that I'm well versed in, to be honest with you, because
That's
I've
fine.
never seen one. Have you ever seen a play?
Yeah, I've seen some at the. I need to look at the name.
Oh my gosh!
I used to perform in theater.
You did?
Yeah, I grew up doing theater.
Really?
You-
Yeah,
What?
I was a theater kid. Well,
Sort of.
kid.
Yeah.
Like probably somewhere between like maybe the age of 6, 7 up through 10 or 11. So like,
Really?
it was a
Is
good-
there proof
Oh.
of this?
Maybe.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I grew up in North Vernon, and they have like a really nice old classic style theater. Like, you got a big wide stage, and it's kind of like the Crump or the what's the Art Craft up in Franklin.
Yeah.
Like it's just a standard theater, nothing crazy. Just go in at an early age. I never really had too many lines, but I always liked getting to go on the stage and hang out and with people backstage, play some Game Boy games in between scenes, and
Dig it.
you go up. And I've always
Sounds
loved
nice.
acting, so
Interesting.
that's something
Yeah.
that I personally didn't think I could ever successfully make an income for myself. I don't think I was that talented, but I've enjoyed
Yeah.
it,
Agreed.
and I enjoy watching theater. So yeah.
We'll have to. We definitely need to go.
Yeah.
Where would we go though?
We would go to the Willow Leaves of Hope Theater on the square in Hope.
Where's Hope?
Hope. It's a place in Indiana.
Isn't it northeast Columbus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
East Franklin. Just head out to the sticks, you'll find it.
Start saying random directions.
I know, right? No, he's being legit.
It's
Actually,
northwest, east, south of
No,
Columbus.
it was right next to where my wedding was.
Oh,
Yes.
Very nice.
wasn't that technically in Hope?
Yes, I got married in Hope.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm familiar with what we're talking about because my mom has performed in many of their plays through
Nice.
the Passion for Acting Theater Company.
Yes, our
And-
generous sponsor.
Yes, our wonderful sponsor.
Yeah.
I was very excited to find out on the last podcast we were sponsored by them.
Sorry to
because
spring
it's
that on you.
No, I thought it was great. I thought it was very funny. I enjoyed it.
Super excited for this because part of our sponsorship, we will have some information, a little ad per se
Yep.
on the playbill, which is super cool. So we're gonna have to
Yeah.
go to a play and check this
Oh,
out
absolutely.
in person. I would love to.
There's a lot of weird stuff with plays. Not that plays are weird, but like some might say like, oh, we're like a video company, we should like film it and stuff. But oh, no. You need a lot of different copyrights and a lot of permissions to do that type of thing.
Yeah.
So we would love to be able to show you maybe at some point, but it adds a lot more stuff to the mix.
So I think what you're trying to say is
You
people
need to
should
be able
just
to
go in
support them
person.
Yeah,
and
you should go in person.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Would you like to do the honors today?
Oh my goodness. I can do the first part for you.
Okay.
Passion for Acting Theater Company has a passion for bringing excellent and entertaining live theater to audiences in Bartholomew County. Passion for Acting Theater Company, created in 2018, performs dinner theater productions at the terrific and eclectic Willow Leaves of Hope on the Square in Hope, Indiana.
Their first production, The Miracle Worker, was a huge success and received great reviews from audience members. Since then, Passion for Acting Theater Company has performed 10 shows, ranging from comedies like The Kitchen Witches and The Odd Couple, to drama and suspense like their original murder mystery and Angel Street, to classic children's literature like The Secret Garden and Anne of Green Gables. Their next show will be Kalamazoo, a comedy about what happens when older folks try to get into the online dating scene. Kalamazoo will be performed at Willow Leaves of Hope in February, just in time for a Valentine's date or to laugh the winter blues away. Enjoy a delicious dinner and a great night of entertainment at Willow Leaves of Hope. The phone number there is 812-341-7251. And you can give that number a call to make reservations for this laugh out loud comedy.
All right.
Kalamazoo, the description reminds me of one of guilty pleasure movies of mine. It's kind of like a Hallmark style movie called Playing the Game.
Okay.
And it's
never heard of this.
It's a story of older people trying to get back in the saddle in the dating game, and the grandson of the older gentleman trying to get back in the play the game is kind of like a player, like in his like 20s to 30s, just a guy that definitely knows how to date, and he starts giving his grandpa advice, and it is a very cheesy Hallmark style movie, but it's really funny.
Dude,
and
the lead is Andy Griffith.
It's a solid
Yes.
funny movie. They definitely lean into the whole what goes on at the nursing home.
Oh,
A side of it. It's rated like PG-13 maybe. So
Gotcha.
It's a solid movie. So I kind of want to go see Kalamazoo now because that's the genre of comedy
we'll have
genre.
to go.
I assume it's a comedy.
It
sounds
my
comedic.
mom has been doing
That's
a
what they
lot
said,
of
yes.
rehearsals recently, so she's probably in it. I haven't confirmed with her, so
We'll have to,
support my mom.
go check out
This
Kalamazoo.
sounds like it's right up my alley. I'm all about it.
I know, right?
Filmed more than I'm comfortable with.
That's okay. Okay. We got one more thing. We're going to hit our weekly segment of the photo video tip of the week. Promise you guys soon we will do some of the funny segment ideas that we have.
You gotta savor them.
Yes, we've been just talking so much, man. We just,
It's like a podcast.
we got so
or
much
something.
stuff to talk about. This week's tip, Tristan subbed in.
Ooh.
Tag team.
Yeah. And we talked about how to do a screen capture video on Mac OS.
Yeah.
I double checked to make sure people have Macs, and according
People
to
have
right?
Macs.
according to the internet, a lot of people have Mac
That's
devices,
how they have $1 trillion company, right?
MacBooks, iMacs,
MacBook.
They got all the Macs, and I was like, well, if there's enough people, we have some clients that reach out every once in a while. They're like, hey, how do you screen record? And for Windows, we kind of have like a standard process, but there's still a lot that use Mac. And I was like, hey, this is something I know people outside of the video, the multimedia industry would like to know. And it takes like less than 30 seconds to explain. So why not?
Yeah.
Is there still a built-in application on Windows?
I think they're
Because I know they were discontinuing one of them when they were moving to Windows 11, so I wasn't sure.
I'd have to look into it. I don't.
Okay. And I think most of the
use
time
it a
it's
lot.
just screen captures, like a screenshot.
Snip tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. They updated that, which is nice. It's a lot better.
Gotcha.
But
So I switched to Mac OS
Yeah.
right around the time that Windows 11 was being released. So I do not know much of anything
I'll
about
look into that.
Okay.
I don't know.
The nice thing about Mac is that built into the phones, tablets, computers, all across all of their devices, they have not just screenshot the applications built in, but you can screen capture, which is where you take a video of the things that you're doing on the screen, and it captures that plus the audio in real time.
Super helpful.
It's very helpful. And we use it a lot to share things in the office if we're trying to explain, how to use a piece of software, or maybe we're doing editing tutorials, trying to explain to a new employee how to use the product. Comes in handy, and it works really well.
Yeah.
It's very fluid. I'm assuming that whatever resolution your screen is the resolution that it captures your video in, correct?
It depends. You can change settings. So like
Gotcha.
if you do,
so there are settings.
If you record the entire screen, it should go by the resolution of the whole monitor. But if you do sections, it will go by that selected area. And then I've noticed that when you do the selected area, the file sizes are a lot more compressed. So I'm thinking that the resolution is also reduced for those.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
But this is a great tool for many different reasons. Let's say, your mom has a Mac and so do you, and she has a question. You can literally just take a video of your screen and show exactly how to use that process. Whatever you can put on the screen, it'll take a video of. So you could teach her how to use Safari or Chrome, or I don't know, how to find a file in your downloads folder. I don't know.
Yeah.
The nice thing is that exists.
We recently had issues with Monday. Not like bad issues, but like we were trying to do something pretty advanced. We couldn't figure it out. Tristan recorded himself trying to do what we were trying to do and sent it to the support people, and we got somewhat of a resolution from it.
Yeah.
Because while you're recording, you can also record audio.
Yeah, you can walk it through. It's like you're just showing someone your screen and just send it off and they can watch it. That's great.
It's a very nice tool, and it's built in.
Yeah. Yeah. So you buy your computer straight from Apple or wherever, and it's going to have this option on default. So I know a lot of times people of all sorts are concerned about downloading random pieces of software, whether that's paid or just maybe is it a reliable source. And it's just nice knowing that you can get it straight from the manufacturer built in, and everyone has access to it.
Yeah. On Windows, I had to download a lot of extra stuff to make all that work.
You have to pay for a lot of stuff.
That's
too,
true.
in many cases. I mean, there's some open source stuff, but then am I downloading the right version of it? Because you can't just hit update for a standard app. Like if you go to the App Store and type it in on Mac, it's pretty reliable. But like OBS is a common one.
Yep. Which we actually used for that tutorial.
We did use that for the tutorial.
It's a great piece of software to do live streams. Like if you want to do something live, like a Q&A or like stream a performance, we have that on our computers because we do that sometimes.
But have they fixed the M1 issue?
Well, it's always worked on mine. So
yeah, for whatever reasons, because I have a different. I have one of the larger processors in my Mac. I could not run that piece of software.
Yeah, and that's a strange gamble. And so having the built-in software for screen recording,
better reliability.
Better reliability. Yeah. And so, but we were able to use OBS because it also just has a record feature instead of stream. We could actually record exactly what you're supposed to do for a screen recording. Because you can't do a screen recording and then show someone how to start a screen recording.
Oh, I never thought about it.
It's been a recurring thing because I've produced this video, I think, 3 times now.
Yeah.
Yes. This exists on the team channel still, right?
Yeah.
Yep, a longer format. It goes into a bit more details and things.
And we released that either toward, I think it was the beginning of this year.
No, that's
last
old.
Year?
That's like...
It's not that old. I made the
yeah, that was back at your apartment, right?
Well, you recorded it a while ago, but we released it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah, I made the thumbnail for it, so it was definitely within the last year and a half.
Okay.
Yep.
That's funny. It's a great tool. It's a nice little easy tutorial.
Actually how we make almost all of our tutorials that involve the Mac,
And I think using that in conjunction with Google Drive, which is generally free, you get like 15 gigabytes free, and that's big enough so you can just upload a video or just to YouTube if you want to. But you can upload a video and you can privately share it with someone.
Yep.
They don't have to download the entire video. They just watch it.
Privately, Google will pull it down depending on what it is.
Yeah.
If you're breaking laws generally or breaking their terms of service,
well,
which
for the
a lot of people didn't know
that we're talking about.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. We've gone long enough, everyone. We had a lot of other things to talk about, so we are going to roll all this over into the next episode. We are currently scheduling guests, so get pumped. We got some people returning. We've got some new people we're working on, and we're just going to have some good educational, fun conversations with these people. It's a great opportunity to learn a little something and also maybe hear some really cool stories about people and what they're doing. There's a lot of fun stuff going on right now. Most of these people are business owners or creatives.
Yes.
So lots to talk about and lots to learn there.
We got open seats. We're wanting to fill them. We can get a guy over there, a guy over there.
Yes, so we can have 5 people on at once.
Just zoom my angle out to the 24.
If you guys, there you go. Show it off for everybody watching. Watching online.
So sad.
I'm so alone over here.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys have been listening to this podcast for a long time, the video version of this exists on YouTube.
Yep.
Search for Triflix Cast.
Please.
Right. There's
We've
video
spent
versions.
so much money on this set. Please
We
watch
really
it.
have.
Please watch.
It's it's a ton of fun to get to watch everybody's reaction. And we've got older episodes that you can check out.
We got clips of them too for your favorite moments, or at least ours.
Yep.
And
And
even on
the
Instagram,
and the blooper episodes.
Oh,
Yeah.
My favorite. Most viewed.
It is the most viewed, but I think it's also the most hated. It was the most viewed there for a while, not going to lie.
Oh my goodness.
It seriously was.
I think maybe a clip of some new technology probably surpassed it.
Agreed. Which we can talk about more eventually. We have so many things to talk about, guys. We're going to keep coming back every week. New episodes release on Friday mornings. We make sure they come out nice and early. That way you can either check it out on your way to work or on your way home or on Saturday or Sunday when you have some time. We're trying to think of you, the viewer / listener.
I guess.
You can find these videos on YouTube. We are linking off of our Facebook page, which we just created a new Facebook page specifically for the podcast. You can search for Triflix Cast on Facebook, and you can find that page. We will have links that go out to our YouTube so that you can watch, and that will keep you up to date on when things come out and what's coming out next. We always do a little preview on Thursday before the episode comes out. But we're going to keep doing this every week. You can, like I said, you can find the videos there. You can listen to this podcast on every major podcast platform. And if we are not available on a platform that you like to use, let me know. We just did this the other day. I found out that we weren't on Pocket Cast for whatever reason, so I fixed it. We're on Pocket Cast.
Are we on Podbean?
I don't know. I'll have to check. I'll check out Podbean. Is that real?
Yeah, there's somebody who asked me like 3 years ago when
Sweet.
season 1 was out, and they're like, "Are you guys on Podbean?" I was like, "I don't know."
Great.
Because I don't manage it.
We're about to be on Podbean, everybody. Come back. Check us out.
Tell us
every
where you've
Friday.
been.
We're doing it. This is episode 2 of season 4. We're enjoying this. We're excited. If you or someone you know might want to come on the podcast, let us know. It is podcast@triflix.com.
But also, if you or someone you know has suffered from mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Have a good day.
Listen to us.